have 200,000 kills in COD since I started playing back in May of 2020. So today, I'm going to be coaching you through this high kill rebirth game, really giving you insight into how I consistently drop high kill games. Now, real quick before we start off, I just want to quickly highlight that this is Rebirth Supreme Trio Quads. We're playing Trio Quads, we're playing Rebirth Supreme, which is no longer around, but I did just want to highlight that because every floor loot gun was epic or legendary. All that means is I can immediately challenge enemies that are flying in around me. In normal Rebirth and Fortune's Keep, you just gotta find a gun that you're comfortable with, and then you can immediately start challenging. Right here, I noticed that two are on the roof, and watch my positioning right here as I re-engage this. Two on the roof, one flying in. I can still challenge this. I'm still in a really good spot. I just need to be smart, so I'm gonna play the head glitch right here, which we're gonna circle back to in a second, but basically, he can only see my head, and I can see a large part of his body, which gives me a huge advantage. It's kind of a broken dynamic of COD that you can use to your advantage. So we're able to get that down, we're able to get that thirst, and I actually go to challenge these guys kind of strategically. You see me kind of work my way back towards the ledge just in case I need to drop down, but as soon as I get precision, like, I'm out. Like, precisions are way too much of a wild card right now to even test that. And what we're going to be focusing on today, by the way, is aim, movement, positioning, game strategy, and anticipation. Watch the mini-map here. Watch this guy push my direction. So I know he's above me, so as soon as I'm plated, I'm going to go ahead and re-engage with the FFAR, and then I've just got to use aim and movement right here. I'm able to kind of even out the fight a little bit. I have the advantage. We get the down and thirst. And when we talk about dropping high kill games, one of the biggest things that I want you guys to learn is challenging with momentum. We've got one down below over on the shack. We've got one on my level by the buy station. So I actually immediately go engage this guy. Now, when we talk about a head glitch, this is exactly what I'm talking about. Notice a good player will be able to hit shots right here, and you do leave your head a little bit susceptible, so you have to be smart. But keep in mind, my whole entire body is wide open right now to be hit, and this guy actually has an advantage, but because I hit all headshots, I'm able to actually do a lot of damage. Now, I run out of ammo. I didn't realize that I was low, especially right there. So what do? I'm going to go ahead and shut the door. Now, keep in mind that we're pretty much equal at this point, right? He's broken. I'm broken. I reload the FFAR. The only difference is I have information that he's actually pushing into me. So I'm just going to wait. You know, the pressure's on him to make a move here because I know that he's pushing into me. And what happens? He pushes in, he anticipates that corner where I was, and now we're able to get that kill. I also want to highlight this right here. Notice we get the pings, but notice this team. This is a whole nother team. So all of a sudden, there's now 3 teams at control. There's us and 2 enemy teams. We got to keep that in mind. Real quick, by the way, for all things Rebirth and Fortune's Keep, as well as, of course, Modern Warfare 2 and Warzone 2 as we're headed into those, we are very close to both of those. Make sure you are subscribed down below. I do videos every single day just trying to help you become a better player. And if you haven't already, make sure you hit that thumbs up button. It just helps the video out a ton. I'd really, really appreciate it. I cannot thank you enough. Now we're going to go ahead. We get ammo. Now we re-engage. The re-engage is crucial here. You know, getting back into fights will allow you to really start to drop higher kill games. It's where I see a lot of people struggle. And we are acting just based on minimap pings right here. You can see the dots shooting down below. One of the biggest things that I want you to work on moving forward, and one of the biggest areas that people struggle, is this guy is shooting an unsilenced weapon. Not only do I see exactly where he is, I see exactly what level he's on, so I can go ahead and challenge this. Now, what ends up happening is Rob's gonna snag that kill. I shoot Rob a little bit because I didn't realize it was him. But now we're going to go ahead and really get some pace of play going right here. You know, we've got loadout. We're going to grab a UAV, and now we really start to push. When it comes to your early game, you know, the hot drops are high risk, high reward. They're definitely going to reward you with kills. I got 3 kills already. To drop a 20 bomb, I'm looking for 6 kills in the first circle, so I'm halfway there, and we're off to a good start. But you can also land like Harbor, Biochem, get a quick loadout, and then rotate to the hot areas. There's nothing wrong with that. Now we're going to go ahead and just clear up top here, and now we're going to go push this team over to the right. Now, when you have a UAV up or after you get a kill, the biggest thing that I want you to work on is paying attention to where enemies are moving to. You know, if this team right here is moving away from me, that's a very different situation than if they're pushing towards me. So I'm watching the mini-map here, trying to figure out, okay, are they pushing to me? Now I see this guy. Just a reminder, we don't see it right there, but Rebirth Supreme was 400 health, so slight difference right there. And the next thing is not killing this guy. You know, we talk about dropping high kill games. Rob calmed to me and said, hey, that's the last enemy. Leave him alive so that his team respawns back in, gives us more opportunities to get kills. Now, you got to be strategic about which teams you farm, but you want to start thinking about doing that. Now, I completely missed this guy right here, so I've got to make a move, and this is where we talk about those 5 things: aim, movement, positioning, game strategy, anticipation. You know, I'm going to I basically got caught out of position. I got caught out in the open. So now I have to use my anticipation, which is centering my crosshairs right there. And I've got to use my aim and movement on top of the stim for the speed boost. We're able to hip fire. And that's one of the biggest tips. I mean, guys, look at this right here. Please, please, please hip fire more. Please. That's another big thing that you can take away. Look at this. Look how accurate that is. I mean, why I'm able to be that accurate in this scenario, I have no idea. But you know what? It's a COD dynamic. And we're going to be able to get that down. And we hit the throwing knife. Now, I don't have the throwing knife, but watch the information. The other thing with Rebirth Supreme, guys, just a reminder, the minimap pings were longer, so that is a little bit of an advantage. But we're going to use the minimap pings right here, and I'm going to follow this guy. I'm just following where this guy's going. I'm plating up. I've got cover. And watch the anticipation, the movement, and the shots, and the aim. That's what allows me. I anticipate around the corner, a little bit of movement there. Right? Just a little bit, guys. This is what I always talk about. This is what and girls. I know there's a lot of girls in our community as well. So guys and girls, here's what we're watching. You know, watch the strafing just a little bit. Just a little bit, right? I'm not doing too much, but that allows me to get increased rotational aim assist. Also makes me a harder target to hit. When I do that, I'm in control. I'm moving my sticks together and rotational aim assist is helping out. But that enemy is forced to actually track me. Right here, we notice he drops down. Watch again the anticipation. We're able to hit shots right there. And the reason we pause is because Rob once again said, hey, be careful. That might be the last enemy. We saw this guy flying in, and we were like, I'm pretty sure they're on the same team, so let's go ahead and snag that kill. And T-Cap got that one. Now, I drop money. T-Cap's going to get UAV up, and I'm just going to push the hot area. I don't have a ton of information right here besides, like, where, like, I don't really know where to go. I don't have a UAV yet. I don't have mini-map pings, so I'm just going to push the hot area. I'm just going to go ahead and push towards prison and kind of see what I can find. Now look where everybody is, right? Now that allows me to make a decision about exactly where to go. Not only do we have good cash flow, but we're also making sure that we spend it. Cash flow is why I grab this orange crate right here, just because I'm fighting on my own, so I need to be a little bit smarter about making sure that I have some cash as well, not always relying on my teammates to be popping UAVs and stuff. So I use a little bit of cash. Watch the anticipation right here, and the hip fire, and the movement. I mean, just everything. It's just super clean with the Armaguerra. Armaguerra and Blixen are my two favorite guns right now, but, you know, obviously Warzone 2 or Warzone's coming to an end, and I'm super excited about Modern Warfare 2 and Warzone 2 as well. I think it's going to be super refreshing. Now this play right here, we're once again going to see a little bit of patience, a little bit of game strategy, putting myself in the action, trying to see what I can find, a little bit of trigger patience, and now we go ahead and shoot. Once again, have a huge advantage with Combat Scout, so I'm just going to wait and see what he does. I'm going to wait. You gotta move. There you go. Now we're able to get that down. And that one, the health, you see that health increase just a little bit. And now I'm gonna go ahead and push over here. Now I hear somebody going for the revive. Watch. Yep. Look at the centering. Look how early the centering happens. I want you to watch how early my crosshairs are out, right? You know, my crosshairs are already where I think this guy's gonna be. I have not even turned the corner yet. And that's what allows me to be ready for this enemy and get that down and get that thirst as well. Get both. Now we notice one right there, so we stim for the speed boost, right? I don't need the health boost. It's just for the speed boost to try to get out of this situation and get back to cover. Can barely see that violet rose skin. And now we kind of look at kind of two things here, right? When we have this UAV up, I can keep track of all the information going on, right? I can keep track of there's one guy over to my left. There's one guy above me over here. There's two guys that are either on roof or in the stairwell. There's one guy right over to my right on my level who I also happen to hear footsteps. So now I just go ahead and I anticipate right through here. We almost lose that gunfight because I stopped shooting as I always do, and we get the UAV, and now we're really starting to play with pace here. You can see just how helpful the UAVs are. Rob says last one over on the buy station, so I just leave that guy. And the biggest reason we farm, just as a reminder, if we wipe a team in quads, that's 4 kills. If we kill 3 of them and let everybody respawn back in, and then kill all 4 of them, that's 7 kills. Now, if you farm over and over and over again, then you can really pick up a lot of kills. Now, we're going to go ahead. Watch the hip fire right here, by the way. One of my favorite things, I noticed this guy's on my level, so we're going to anticipate around the corner. I see him pushing straight ahead. Watch the hip fire to track. Right? So the hip fire allows you to track that enemy a little bit easier. It's much harder to track when they are breaking your camera or doing something like that. And I'm going to go ahead and or it's harder when you're aimed down sight to track. So get in the habit of un-ADSing, you hip fire to track, and then you re-ADS back in. Now we're gonna go ahead and just push based on this information over here. One flying in, quick reload because I always forget. Watch Serpentine, by the way. Serpentine's actually still kind of good. That guy can't get out of there, but he lasted a lot longer than I expected. Now in this moment right here, I want to talk about this because this is where a lot of you slow down your pace of play and a lot of you struggle. In this moment, I don't care what decision you make. You can go push this team, you know, but you could go push this guy, although you're taking yourself a little bit out of the action where a lot of you struggle is making a quick decision. And I just see a lot of dots over here. Like there's just a lot going on. Now, I don't know where those people are, but I'm just going to push over. And that's the other thing. A lot of you open your big map. Like don't open the big map at all because it just slows you down. Just push over towards dots, push over towards a cluster. And then as you get closer, the picture becomes clearer as to where exactly they are. Now we're going to go ahead. I hear one over this way. So we're just going to go ahead and challenge right here. We're going to try to see what we can find. We're going to push up the stairs, anticipating around the corner right there, anticipating around the corner right there. Now we kind of follow the footsteps with Tracker, which, you know, nice little lootable perk. I like the lootable perks a lot. And as I go to get the thirst here, I actually get shot by somebody. I don't know exactly where, right? So there's nothing on the mini map right here. You can't see it because my camera's blocking, but I'm actually looking at the mini map and I can't tell exactly where. Plus that guy's probably in a pretty good position. So I'm just going to leave him. I'm just gonna say, you know what, you do you. You stay on the rooftop, you hold the heady however you want to. I'm just gonna, you know, go ahead and push in this way. Now I hear a guy somewhere over to my right. So as I go ahead and challenge here, notice the centering. We tag a little bit, and now we're gonna keep the pressure on. We're gonna keep the pressure on, but we're not gonna chase. I'm going to anticipate where I think this guy's actually moving to, try to play ahead of him. Now, I still don't, where is this guy? I still don't fully know where this guy went. What ends up happening is I hear the door open and I just got to make a move right here. And as soon as I do, I'm out. Now, this one I 100% will say, look at my health, that I survived because of the 400 health. But at the end of the day, it is what it is. We're still going to break down this gameplay because it's a great gameplay. It's a super clean, high kill game for you. And now we talk about re-engaging. We talk about pace of play. We talk about, you know, me accumulating 200,000 kills. The re-engage is so crucial to your success. Now, I, of course, have the minimap ping, right? I see that he's following me. I can clearly see, you can't see my camera. Maybe I should switch my camera at some point, but you can't see my game camera. But right behind here, you can see that my eyes are looking at the minimap, and I'm just watching this guy. You know, I know the map, so I'm still watching him as I'm plating because I know, like, I know what direction I'm moving to when it comes to prison. Now, as soon as I'm plated, boom, we're back in. He gets caught not anticipating me. He gets caught in attack sprint. He's broken, right? So in a matter of an instant, I now have a 150 plus health advantage, right? He still hasn't hit me. Now he's down. He's barely done any damage. We're able to get the thirst right there. And once again, I'm watching which way this enemy is moving to. If this enemy keeps moving this way, I know he's going to challenge. If he doesn't, and he actually does this, which is then push up the stairwell, now I know exactly where he's going to. So I was going to push, and then I get precision. Once again, precisions are wild cards, so who knows where this thing's going to hit. But I'm not going to take the risk. One thing to note is sweats always re-challenge. So as I'm pushing up, notice crosshairs are out right here. I'm anticipating this guy. I always anticipate somebody to be at the top of the stairs. Notice crosshairs are out. We're able to, once again, give ourselves a huge advantage right here. He's broken. I'm not even close. Now, I've taken a plate and a half of damage. He's completely broken, and he kind of has no choice but to re-challenge. We just wait for it. 1 over on the buy station. 15 kills, 6 other teams. I wish this lobby had stayed healthier. You know, this could have been an absolutely insane game. By the way, this is a little bit of a team dynamic right here. You know, I see Rob over at Control, and I took out the Discord and my comms, the Discord comms between us and my comms as well. But essentially, the conversation here, and you're going to see me hesitate for a second, is I'm saying, hey, he goes, there's a lot of people over at Control. And I said, should I push over there? And he goes, yes. And then I'm like, oh, but there's a free kill on the buy station right here. So I'm just going to go ahead and challenge right here. Watch us keep the pressure on. We don't chase him. We think ahead, right? I'm thinking right ahead to where he's going. Now we wait. I have the advantage, and now I just got to finish off that kill. So one of the biggest things that you could take, by the way, notice that's not my teammate that thirsted that kill, right? You might get confused because of where the minimap is, but that's not. That's another enemy. One of the biggest things is how often that I have a pretty big advantage over my enemies when it comes to health, because I'm getting that first shot, because I'm thinking ahead and not just chasing them. Now we push down below. Once again, he's broken. I am close to broken, but I'm not broken yet. I'm able to win that gunfight with the headshots at the end. And now we're going to replate. We got 17 kills. Just a really good game. Once again, now we have a UAV up, which makes decisions a lot easier. I see one on my level. We tag him right there. We think ahead to where he's moving to. And look, when you're thinking ahead and you're not chasing, you still need to anticipate, because good players are also going to anticipate where you're moving to. So right here, you know, even though I think ahead, I have to still anticipate. And you notice that I'm going to get the break once again. 150 plus health advantage right here. We're able to get that down. And now we're able to get the thirst. Now we got UAV up. We got fire sale. We've got a lot of information, which makes the guys, when you have UAVs up, it just makes the decisions about where to push much easier. We got one right here. Let's go just hit that guy real quick. Get the down. We missed a throwing knife, and we notice that one's flying in. One over to the right here. I'm gonna grab. Do I grab UAV? If I don't grab UAV, that's a big mistake right here. Okay, I do. Another big thing I want you to work on is getting cash flow and noticing your cash flow and spending your cash. A lot of you are at the point where you're grabbing contracts, you're getting good cash, but you're not actually spending it. So make sure you're doing both of those things. Getting cash and spending cash. It's only going to make this game much easier. Now, I hesitate a little bit because, look, a lot of information is above me right here. Now, what I'm going to end up noticing is that as I'm kind of pushing up, I notice that one is actually on my level. This guy right here is actually on my level. So I'm just going to go ahead and challenge him. He's kind of the easier kill. Notice I'm kind of trying to stay away from top prison. Top prison, you can get flanked a lot from a lot of different angles. You can also get put in a lot of bad spots. Watch me win this gunfight. You know, once again, we get the team wipe right there, unfortunately, but watch the health advantage. Because I anticipate, because I hit high damage areas, he's broken. I'm not even close. That allows me to win that gunfight right there. 20 kills, 3 other teams still alive. And it's unfortunate because there's still a minute 15 left on respawn. Imagine if there were like 6 or 7 teams still alive. Now, with Rebirth Supreme, the respawn time was doubled, so it took longer to get people back. Obviously, that killed lobbies a little bit because you can wait a long time and still not... that team's still not respawn. Now, when I see this guy pushing across, my first inclination is he's gonna go roof. So watch how I think ahead here. Well, this is how you, and even though he doesn't end up being here, right? I'm thinking ahead, and the moment I don't see him up here, I know exactly where he went. He clearly went to the backside stairwell through here. So I just make sure that I anticipate. I challenge around the corner. Now we can go ahead and engage this enemy. And I'm trying to see where he goes. I just can't quite see him yet. Now we catch him, and we're going to just perfectly track, and he doesn't have a chance. Now we're going to push down. Notice one ghosted, and we got one down below me. Now, this is also 2 teams here. So because there's 2 teams, I immediately slide away. Like, I'm already pushing back towards cover because I'm expecting another enemy. I'm expecting another team. But now I know that nobody's pushing. I can go ahead and throw that because I need it. For throwing knives, I need it for ammo. But now we can go ahead and re-engage. Notice how we don't just full send this, by the way. We talk about getting third-partied, right? So there's clearly 2 teams fighting right here. There's 100%, both based on shooting, and you can hear it with audio. So instead of just pushing down this way, because if I push down this way, there's a chance that I get shot from, like, you know, the door over here. There's a chance I get shot from the door over here, from the door back downside below me here. Like, I don't want to accidentally get caught in a third-party crossfire. So what I end up doing is I push around this way, right? Notice how I'm a little bit more strategic, and all of a sudden I'm cutting angles off, right? Now everything's in front of me instead of putting myself in a spot where I can get shot from 3 different angles. We're going to go ahead and get the thirst. That gives us information. And I actually hear one chasing me. So we just go ahead and easy reach out right there. Get the down. Now look at what we got. I mean, we got 2 above me. I've got 1 straight ahead on my level. So I actually play this a little bit aggressive, but notice the switch. Watch the minimap switch. Watch the guy on my level. Right? So all of a sudden, I can see which way that he's pushing. I'm going to think ahead and anticipate here. Watch me center around the corner. Boom. We hip fire. We get the down. And watch how even though, do I tack sprint all the way? No, watch this. So I don't tack sprint the whole way. Right here, like, I'm technically normal sprinting at this moment, like where my gun's just down and I'm slow. But I do that because I need another half second to slide cancel around the corner to get my crosshairs out to hip fire. He's broken. I'm not. And because I anticipate that, he gets a few shots off on me, but I'm still in complete control of this fight. We get the down. We get the thirst. Watch the minimap. 1 above, 1 on my level, pushing my direction. I need to get out of here. We stim for the speed boost. We're gonna go ahead and quick reload, and now we're back in. And I can still see him. You know, that is an advantage of Supreme. I can still see. I was able to for a while. Last two guys right here. We flick on this guy, boom, that's 200,000 kills. That's aim and movement. This one is really aim and movement right here, 200,000 kills. Look at that right there. Just look at the strafing, guys. Look at the strafing on this last kill. And I hope you found today's video helpful. Like I said, if you aren't already, subscribe down below. As I always say, let's get better today, and I will see you tomorrow.